Good afternoon. I'm Heidi Crowl here at Simon Says Stamp headquarters in Columbus, Ohio. And boy, do we have sweet treats for you today. Reed and Brian have been working diligently behind the scenes to get these cameras and lights, thank you, ready for us. We're going to be doing something special today. We, me, and you are going to be students today with Nina Marie Trapani. We're going to do a short, sweet demonstration where we're going to make a beautiful, I guess I would call it a cake card in a way. So we'll introduce Nina on screen. But before we do that, I want to talk about some housekeeping things. If you're joining us live today, thank you. Thank you for everybody who's watching. But if you're joining us live, you could win a $100 gift card just for watching live. In order to qualify for that $100 gift card, make sure you chat. One of the things I see people talking about in the chat today, which is really interesting because I've been thinking about it a lot today too, is the weather. If you can see behind me, yes, those are real leaves. They're behind a screen, so they're not as brown as they look, but it is a beautiful fall day here in Ohio. It started off a little cold and rainy, but now the sun is shining and we have a nice fall day in Columbus, Ohio. And I know we're talking about the weather, but if you engage during the chat, we would love to hear from you talking about your favorite products, comment on the techniques that we're showing you, on the products. Later on in today's live, I'm going to have lots of inspiration for you from our brand new Sweet Wishes release. We've got stamps, stencils, embossing folders, ink pads, some embellishments. There's lots of dies, of course, dies. I can't forget dies. We've got some great products that we're going to showcase for you today. And another sweet treat. We have a Halloween promotion going on for you. If you enter the code TRICKY this weekend only, and I literally mean this weekend only, the promotion ends. Can you hear me okay?
You're good.
Okay.
Just put it up on your screen.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's on the screen. TRICKY. If you enter that on a $75 order, you will save $15. Do they automatically get that? Oh, they do. Reed has been busy assembling thousands of free gifts for you. We love our trick or treat promotion every year. We've got a treat for you. If you place an order of $25 or more, you automatically get a trick or treat bag. So I'll show you what one of them looks like. This is the trick or treat bag, and they are loaded with products for you. A lot of ideology, because I find that Tim Holtz ideology line are nice little treats for people to enjoy during the holiday season. Some of them are Halloween themed, some of them are holiday themed. They're all times of year in those trick or treat bags. I don't know, do we even have a retail value? I know there's 3 products in there. There's 3 different products in the trick or treat bag. I mean, I know the retail value is over $10. I know that for sure because Reed was putting them together. So thank you, Reed. He had a little bit of help, but he mostly did thousands of those bags all by himself. So Reed does so many things around here. Yes, woo woo. Remember, in order to get that trick or treat gift, you do not need to enter a code. You just place an order of $25 or more, and we automatically are going to add that trick or treat gift to your cart. If you do order $75 or more anywhere in the world, and we'll ship to you anywhere in the world, just enter that tricky code that Reed put on the bottom of our screen and you'll save $15 on a $75 order or more. Okay, let's see. Any other housekeeping? Make sure you're chatting with us. We want to hear from you. Yeah, I see a lot of Reed rocks. Yes. Reed, yes, we definitely have Reed fan club going on. And I see people like Tim Holtz too, so these Tim Holtz products are going to be extra fun for everybody. It is a surprise. We like to do something special. I mean, any reason to have something sweet is good. So the release that we're celebrating today is called Sweet Wishes, and Nina Marie is going to come on the screen with me. And again, by the magic of Reed, hello. Nina,
Hi.
welcome. Thank you for joining us today to do this class. You're the instructor and we're all the students.
I've been looking forward to it all day.
I've been excited about it too. Thank you. So, go ahead, Nina.
Oh, I was just saying it's my pleasure to be doing it.
She designed not just the card that we're doing, but also the products that she's going to use in making the card. And it's a unique card, so I think you guys are going to have fun with it. So Nina, I'm going to let you start with the teaching, and I will be the student along with everybody watching. If anybody watching has a question and you're live, Reed is going to be in the chat helping answer questions. So is Beth Opal. So if you have a product question or a technique question, just make sure you answer it in the chat, and we will do our best to get back with you in a timely manner.
You ready, Nina?
Yes. I am ready. Are we switching to
Yep.
desk? All right. So this is the cute little card we're going to be making today. We're using a series of products that I created for the Sweet Wishes collection, and it's the Big Birthday Cake stencil. I'm also going to be using the Big Birthday Cake dies. They coordinate with the stencil perfectly. Now you don't have to have the dies to use this stencil. You can use them on their own, but the dies are fun because not only do you get a big cake to actually cut your stencil design out of, but you also get a bunch of little pieces too. These actually cut out all the different sections of the cake, and there's even more than I have on screen right now. I'm going to bring them in here just so I can explain to you real quick how this works. So these are interchangeable. You've got the pieces of the cake itself. You've also got the pieces of the icing. So you can choose which pieces you want to layer. If you want to have your icing popped up off of your cake, then you can just go ahead and stencil that icing and then use the coordinating dies to cut it out. Same thing with the cake pieces. We've got stuff for the sprinkles, so you can cut them out and put them on top. If you want to pop up your candles, you've got that option too. So there's a lot of different ways that you can mix and match the elements to create a really fun little cake. And like I said, you can use the stencil on its own. That's what I did on this sample. I just wanted to show you another color option of how you can mix and match your colors to create different effects. And what's really neat about this is that it is almost the same size as an A2 card. So I actually have one here that I can show you. This is one of our Simon A2 card bases. And see how beautifully it fits right on top of this card. So it fills your card really, really well. But because it's also this size, that means it also is fantastic for making a shaped card. Isn't that fun, Heidi?
Yes, you know I like a little shape.
It's always so much fun to do this. So this is what we're going to be creating today. I have given Heidi some homework to do off screen, so she has all of her pieces prepped, as do I, so that we can show you how to make this project. So let me just pick up these dies and bring in my little pre-cut pieces. So to make the card, we've got a few different elements. We have 2 parts of the cake body itself, which Heidi, you have those?
Yes.
All right. Then you should also have the 2 icing layers. We're going to be popping up our icing today. So you should have one small one and one large. And then finally, we should have our 2 sprinkle layers.
You know, we're having some connection issues with your download. Yeah.
On my end, is it slow?
Yeah, it's a little slow on your end, so we're going to do a little side by side for a little bit, and you're going to keep talking. You keep doing your thing.
All right. So, Heidi, you look like you already have our Simon Says Stamp Perfect craft packing mat already on your desk. I'm pulling mine out right now. I'm going to sit this on my work surface. This is what we're going to stencil on top of. What's really
so this
nice
craft tacky mat does not have adhesive on it. It's almost like saran wrap. So it will help hold your things in place.
Yes, it's got a nice tack to it, which is lovely because then you don't have to use tape or magnets. You can use this inside of a stamping tool if you'd like. So it's a really handy tool. So we're going to use this to hold our paper in place as we stencil. It's going to make it really, really easy. And for this, I'm recommending that we stencil our cake layer first, the main cake item. Even though we're going to be popping up our icing on top of it, I'm also going to ink blend at least the base icing layer onto this. And here's the reason why. When I tip this, can you see that you can still see the icing underneath? If I didn't stencil that, then you'd have the white card base showing. And I think this just looks so much cleaner.
We're having a lot of trouble with your camera. I'm actually going to ask you to disconnect that camera and reconnect it for me.
Okay.
Yep. So while you're doing that, we're going to answer a few questions while Nina's fixing these technical difficulties. Her mic's still live. We can still hear Nina, so no worries
Okay.
about that.
I would like to talk about this craft tacky mat anyway. You guys see they're linking it in the chat. We have it in various sizes. We just came out with a smaller size as well. Well, actually, we had a smaller size come out in Stamptember. So that would fit in your mini Misty. And this is a standard Misty size. So this crafty mat will fit in your Misty, but I really like to use it on a glass mat. You can use it on a glass mat or any surface that it'll grab onto. See how it actually lifted? It's got a nice tack to it. And it's made here in the USA, so we are very proud of our USA made products. The inks here are made in the USA too. And then our stencil that Nina's going to be using is made in the USA. Nina's getting her camera. Oh,
It's getting close.
yeah, it looked good for a second.
No worries.
So Nina designed not just, I saw you guys in the chat talking about you didn't know that Nina also designs product. Yes, she and Kathy Zilski, who I see in the chat, design product, but also make a lot of inspiration to share with you guys. And then Sherry Carroll is here on our Simon team, and she designs product as well as makes beautiful cards and inspiration, not just cards, but project, which is cool because later on in this live, I have inspiration to show everybody. I'll give you actually a sneak peek. This is something that Tracy Ware designed, so we don't just have cards today. I'll give you a little sneak peek. Oh, look, you can see my camera. So that uses a new product from Kathy Zilski, who I see in the chat.
Nina is back.
And I see Nina's back for our demo.
All right. So, does it look good, Reed? Do you think
It's having a little bit of trouble, but we're going to power through. We're going to keep moving.
Okay. All right. So, because I want to be able to stencil on to the cake first, just so that way we can make sure everything's nice and clean, even when we have our little pieces popped up. That's why we're going to start with the cake layer first. Our Simon Says Stamp stencils all have etching on the bottom corners of them, so that way you know.
Heidi. Thank you.
I gotta get my glasses
Oh,
that I don't have.
You're good.
this is so that way you'll know which is the front side of your stencil. This is really important because we have a die that works with this. We want to make sure we're using this right side up. So always make sure you're using the side that has the etching face up. So Heidi, I'm going to use this layer first. Can you see this one?
It is the icing layer.
Yeah, that's the icing with the flames.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to start with that one.
We're going to switch to just Heidi while she's doing this.
Okay.
Well, I wouldn't mind watching Nina,
Okay, let's let Nina go.
if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know that her camera's, is her camera blurry for you guys too, who are watching in the chat? Or is it just for me that her camera's a little bit blurry? Nina is the one with the black grids, and I am the one with the white grids. I don't think that has anything to do with it. I'm just trying to identify which.
Just a little technical difficulty, nothing crazy.
Okay, I've got my stencil out, and should I layer it with the along with the cake?
Yeah, so as you look through your stencil, you can see the edge of the die cut. You always have that little bit of a white border. So kind of nestle that in between. I lined it up with the flames first, and then I finished down through the icing.
And I love how this tacky mat gripped onto that
really
stencil for us, everybody.
Yeah, this thing's not going anywhere. So the first ink we're going to work with is Peony, and this is going to be the base layer of our icing. So I'm going to pull that out and a blending brush. Now for this you can use either a small or a large depending on which one you're comfortable with. I'm going to go with the larger one to start. And I'll just pick up a little bit of ink and tap it off the side and then just work that into the stencil. I like to come in off of the stencil and then work my way in, so that way I don't get too much ink all at once on my stenciling. If you get too much ink, sometimes it has a tendency to seep underneath the stencil and you'll get a little bit of beading under there. So I always start off and then work my way in. This is such a fun stencil set. Wait till you guys see this come together.
I like that you chose to use the bigger brush to start for this bigger design. With brushes, everybody's got different size brushes these days.
Yep. And it's
And
handy
that's
to
good,
have.
you have options.
Yeah, because you never know, like when we move on to the next layer, I'm actually going to switch to the smaller brush just because it's a smaller section. So it's nice to be able to have the choices. All right, I like leaving a little bit of a light area. It always makes it feel a bit more
I
dimensional.
love blending.
It's relaxing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I used Peony for this layer, and then we're going to use our next shade of pink later on to add the shading. That's how we'll get that definition between these two layers. So next I'm going to bring in, because we still have to color in the wicks of the candle, I'm going to use Lemonade for this. It's a really nice light yellow and it's bright. And for a candle, I want that. I want something that's really bright and has the glow effect. So this time, because I don't want to get any of that yellow on my pink, I'm actually going to use my smaller brushes for this and then just color in those little wicks. And what's fun about our positively saturatings is that they blend so easily.
Creamy,
It really
dreamy.
Fun.
I can't say enough good things about this craft tacky mat. My stencil is not going anywhere, and that is my #1 problem with stenciling is my stencil moves.
Yeah.
And it's not right now.
Or the paper. I mean, like this paper is not going anywhere either.
Yeah, good point.
Now, Heidi, hold on to this stencil layer because we are going to use this one again. So set that one aside so it's handy.
The one we just used.
Yep.
Okay. Nice, sturdy, made in USA stencil.
All right. So for our next layer, I'm going to use the piece that has the 2 cake parts and then the sticks of our candles. And this is going to get even easier to line up because now you can line it up with the areas that we just blended as well as the shape of the die cut. So it really makes this simple to come together. All gets easier from here.
Nina, am I using the right one?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
And then just line that up right over top of your icing. And then you'll also use then the edges of the dies to help guide you for any other areas. But that icing is a really good guide because now you've already done that. So you can see that kind of coloring underneath your stencil. Okay, so now we want to color our cake. And I'm going to start off with seafoam for this. And I'm going to also use a larger blending brush. Heidi, are you good?
Yes, I think.
I don't
know. Everybody watching, am I okay?
Is it all
You
right?
look good. I just don't want to go too far ahead on
Nina,
you.
you're doing great. I really want you to reset your camera one more time. I know I'm asking a lot, but you're doing a great
Okay.
job. Thank you. I'm
All
going to
right.
switch to just solo for a second.
All right.
And just so you guys can see how great the stencil lines up over at having that second piece, the layering stencil is really easy to do because of how symmetrical everything as you're working through it. So this is our second layer. Nina, you're doing great. I see you. I'm working on the back end.
Can I take a poll?
Yeah.
I like to ask the audience. So if you've seen me create before, you know I like to use a different color of blending brush with different color of inks. Like I do yellow blending brush with my yellow ink pads and blue with my blues and purple with my purple. And I almost never wash my blending brush. Please tell me in the chat, am I the only one that doesn't really wash their blending brushes? If my sister's in the chat, I know she does. So, but does anybody else not wash their blending brushes?
No, I actually rarely do.
Oh, good. Oh, whatever you did, Nina, your screen looks amazing.
That looks a lot
Oh,
better.
good. Oh, man.
Okay.
Of
Are you
all
on the
days
same
to get
Wi-Fi for both
internet
cameras?
issues.
All right, let's move forward. Appreciate you.
All right, thanks, Reed.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so now we're bringing in seafoam, and we're gonna go ahead and color in the base of our cake. And like I did earlier, I'm just going to kind of leave a little bit of a light area in the middle, just to give it a little bit more extra dimension. And I just love the fact that we have more positively saturated inks in our collection. Has everybody seen the reds? Like, I am so excited about those for the holidays. I know
Oh yeah, we're gonna show the reds with some inspiration after the demo. Or class, really. This is a class.
It is. I know we're all in the middle of like starting to think of holiday crafting and stuff, but it is refreshing to do a little bit of like fun, bright colors, rainbowy kind of thing. Besides, I need a birthday card anyway. My brother's birthday's coming up.
There you go.
How old is he gonna be?
Oh
Spoiler
my gosh,
alert.
my baby, he's gonna be 26. I'm like, where did that go? So then in addition to our cake, we're also going to color in the candlesticks. I'm going to use Peachy for that. So we're going to bring in a smaller blending brush to color those in. I'm going to just tap off a little so I don't get too much ink. It's a small area, so I don't want to put too much in.
You know, while you're doing that, I'm going to ask a question.
Yeah.
So there's 3 new reds in the Sweet Wishes release. Is there plans to make re-inkers for those?
Great question. Yes, so we already have the reinkers made, but we switched suppliers for our label manufacturer. We actually found a local label manufacturer, and it was the first time they made labels for us. So we took a little extra time to get those labels right, and we're going to release those reinkers probably with our November release, maybe December. But yes, the reinkers will be coming very soon. We just want the labels on the reinkers to exactly match the labels on the ink pads, and these are labels. And we also want them to stick really well to the bottle.
Could you talk about why those 2 colors look different?
Oh, that's a good. So do you guys notice how my Peachy on screen looks different than Nina's Peachy? Does that for the people who are watching us live? It does on my screen, and it's really just a screen thing. It's the lighting and the camera work and the Wi-Fi and all those variables. In reality, if Nina and I were standing side by side, her Peachy ink pad would be exactly the same as my Peachy ink pad, and we work really hard with quality control here at Simon to make sure that those stay consistent and that the reinkers stay consistent and match too. So if your screen looks a little different, it's just a screen variation. It's not a product variation.
It's
Does that
one of
help
the
read?
biggest things we do when we're working on developing is making sure everything is perfect.
That's right. So the last question really into inks is there a total amount that we're at with the positively saturated inks, and is there any plan to stop? People are I think it's about complete set syndrome. I think they're trying to figure out if you got more on the horizon.
We do have more on the horizon.
Out there. I don't want to stop.
Yeah, I don't want to stop either. I like having so many colors available, and we keep getting requests, so we do our best to accommodate all those requests.
All right, Heidi, ready to start the next layer?
All right.
So I'm going to now pull in the shading layer for the cake. Again, this is going to get lined up by using the icing. You're going to use that as your guide for figuring out the perfect placement. I'm just going to press that down. And then we're going to use Surf for this one. And because it's a small area, again, I like using the smaller blending brushes for it because the reason is because I can maintain a little bit more control. If I bring in a big brush, it kind of overwhelms it. See, it's kind of really large. And that's great for filling in bigger spots, but when I want to be a little bit more strategic with my placement of the ink, this is where I love reaching for the smaller brushes. And if you notice, Heidi and I both have a variation of brushes. Heidi's using also at times our detail blending brushes, which is another size of brushes that we offer, which are really handy too. So this is just going to color in the shading underneath of the cake. When I designed this, I really wanted the cake to feel dimensional, and you didn't have to like actually color it with markers or pencils, watercolors, whatever your favorite medium is. I wanted it to be quick and easy to be able to create this dimensional effect. And what's really fun about stencils is that you can do that really easily. And so when I peel this back, check this out. Look at how that cake has that dimension with the icing kind of like creating the shadow. Now it looks a little dark right now compared to what my finished project looked like, but that's because these inks are still a little wet. So as this dries, it's actually going to dry back, and then you're going to have this more softer tone here instead of really intense color. So that's the icing or the cake part done. Now we're going to bring in the layer that's going to add the shading to the icing as well as the shading to the candles. But I'm not going to use this layer because we don't need to. Remember, our icing is going to get popped up. We're going to actually make this in the next step. We're going to make these little stenciled areas for the icing and also the sprinkles. But because we can see the stenciling underneath these pieces, this is why we want to be able to have this pink already put down. So Heidi, we're going to ignore these for right now, and we're only going to color in the wicks of the candles.
Okay. I saw somebody calling me out for going rogue. Yep, I am a roguer. It's no offense to Nina. That's just how I roll.
I love that you do it. It's your own creativity coming out.
Quick question while you guys are ink blending. Can you wash the sticky mat?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you can wash
What do you
it
use?
with soap and water. You can also use our Simon Says stamp cleaner. It's basically the same type of material as an actual clear stamp, so it's photopolymer, and so it's the same types of care. Really easy to take care of.
Nice. And last question before we move on: are the inks water reactive?
I don't really know. Go ahead, Nina.
They are slightly. They are not the same type of reactivity as like a distress ink or an oxide, but you will get some water reactive properties. Just it's going to be a little different. Don't expect the same type of reactivity.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say is I don't really know when people say water reactive, like in what way. Whenever you add water to ink, it definitely dilutes it. Do I have this? Oh, good.
Yep, you have the right one. So I'm just lining this up. I'm using the bottom of my cake now, right down here, to figure out the best placement.
Oh, well, that's a good tip.
And
Now,
once
everybody who sees that I'm cockeyed on my stencils, it's not the stencils part. It's because I refuse to admit that I need reading glasses, and I'm on screen live doing this with Nina and with all of you. So my cockeyedness is user error, not product problem.
nobody will ever know. By the time this is all done, it's going to look beautiful. So I'm going to use iris because I do want to color in the sprinkles just because we might see them on the edges of the card and it just looks cleaner if we have them in there. So I'm just going to use iris and my small blending brush to color those in very carefully. Again, these are small, so I don't want to bring in too much ink all at once and overwhelm it.
Which is probably what I did.
Oh, trust me, I've done it more than once, and then I'm like, and I have to start over because for some reason in my head it just bothers me that it's there. And there's also one other part to this stencil, and that is the dish. We don't want to forget that. It's got to sit on something pretty. So I'm going to use the same color that we used for the candlesticks, which is peachy. And I'm just going to go ahead and add a little color down here. And I always like to add just maybe a little bit darker on one side and then let it lighten out on the other. Just adds a little bit of shading so I don't have to bring in another color of ink. And then we can peel back our stencil and reveal this super cute cake, which of course you could use just as is. It's a piece that's ready to go on a card if you wanted to right now. But we're going to step it up. So once Heidi's ready, then we can bring in our pieces, and these little pieces are what we're going to actually color in to make our dimensional elements that will go on top. So this is really fun. It's just another way that you can use these products together to create a completely different effect. And once your tacky mat gets seasoned, I call it seasoned because I use this one, as you can see, very lovingly. It's got a little staining. That doesn't bother it. Certain ink colors, especially reds and pinks, they have a tendency to stain things. But it's still just as tacky as ever. But when it has a little bit of what I call the seasoning, it makes it slightly easier to peel stuff off. When you first use it, it's going to be tricky to peel things off just because it's new. But once you season it, if you want to press your hand into it a few times when it's new, that kind of makes it a little less tacky so that it actually is just really simple to peel things on and off.
Great tip.
All right. Are we ready then, Heidi?
Ready?
Okay, go ahead and peel your cake off.
Oh,
Because we need to now bring in our little pieces to color those in real quick. So we'll set the cake aside and we'll bring in our icing. And I'm just going to kind of place these here. We'll need to shift our stencil around as we ink blend, but it'll go pretty quick.
thanks for helping me with my homework, Reed. He did some of these for me.
Oh yeah.
Good job, Reed.
Thanks so much.
All right. So I'm going to line up my stencil first on my small icing piece. I'm just going to work my way down my tacky mat. So we're going to go back through and do the same type of blending that we did on our base layer. We're now going to color our accessory pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and use my larger blending brush for this, and I'm going to color in this top icing layer.
Are you using peony?
I am, yes. We're using the same peony ink that we did earlier. And then once you color that top one, you'll also color the second icing layer, which is underneath, with that same color. So don't put that ink away. Just reapply your stencil. This kind of like basically puzzle pieces together, so it's really easy to line this up. Gives you a nice blend. And then that colors in the base of our icing. Now we need to add some shading to it, which we did not do on our base layer. So this is going to allow us to create that dimensional effect here. So for that, I'm going to bring in that layer that features the shading for the candle wick, but then also these little shadings for the icing. We'll close up my peony ink before I put my hand in it, because I will, or drop it. And then Heidi, when you bring in your layer for the shading, go ahead and line it up along the bottom to try to get that position just right so you have the shading. Kind of see how I use the bottom here of all of the icing areas? That was my guide for where I placed this. And now we're going to use rose, because rose is our third darkest color of the trio that peony and rose are part of. Carnation is the lightest. So this one's going to add that nice intense dark pink, which will give it that dimensional effect. And going back to our re-inkers, I know we're waiting on the reds to come in, but it's so nice to have the re-inkers for our positively saturated inks, because it makes them really, really juicy, and they work so much better when they're juicy. So if you ever notice that your pad is starting to get dry, reach for that re-inker and you will love the results.
You know, there's a question in chat.
Yeah.
Where are these going? Why did you color the frosting on the cake if you're going to cover it up with these pieces?
Because we're having this popped up with foam tape. And so when somebody looks at this card from the side, if I didn't color the icing here on this base layer, all you would see underneath are white areas. And I just feel like it doesn't finish off the card as nice. So you could skip it if you want to. You don't have to go through the extra step, but I think it makes the card that much more beautiful when you have the card, the pink continued underneath as well as on the top. It just finishes it off nice.
Great answer.
All right.
This is my favorite part of the stencil.
Is peeling it off?
No,
Or adding-
this
Oh, accents?
this
The shape
accent.
layer?
Yep.
All right.
I mean, how
our
cool is that?
Our icing is done. I'm going to peel these off because I don't want to get any extra ink on them. So I'm just going to slide those out of the way. And now we'll work on the little sprinkle layers. I'll move these up just so that way they're in the best view of the camera. And so now we'll bring in our sprinkle stencil. And this, Heidi, you just want to kind of use the edges of the dies like we did at the beginning of the video. You just want to kind of use the edge of the die to help you line this up in the center. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just kind of generally in the center.
This craft tacky mat makes this so much easier.
Yes!
I love it.
Heidi's giddy over here.
No, like I wish people could have this in their hand while we're doing this, but I guess it's television. You can't smell or feel what we're doing, but this craft tacky, I'm telling you, when you're stenciling and layering like this, it just changes everything.
It does. But I just
Are you
love
using
hearing
Iris?
voice.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, I got kind of lost there, my
You're good. You're doing
excitement for the mat.
I love hearing the excitement in your voice. So now I'm just going to line up my second sprinkle layer and color this one in. This is the hardest part of the whole card, is coloring all these pieces. From here on out, this is going to come together so fast. We're going to be done really quickly. But this is also the most therapeutic in my opinion.
I agree, I like it.
I mean, I could sit here and
Why
color
not?
forever. Okay. So, I'm going to quick wipe off my desk while I'm here, just so that way I don't stick any of my pieces in my ink that I've been tapping off the side. Get my inky stencils out of the way so I don't put anything on those. Okay. And now, I've lift off my pieces, and we are done with the craft tacky mat. So I can peel this off, and I'll just set it aside and clean it later. Hopefully I'll remember to clean it later, and then I don't get on something else I'm making.
Not that I'm showing off or anything, but mine doesn't need to be cleaned.
Great job, though.
Good for you.
Quick
That's really unusual.
last question about that crafting that. How many versions is Craft Tacky Max do we have?
2 right now.
Perfect.
Right now.
That's it.
Okay, so Heidi, you're gonna bring in that blank cake layer now. I want to glue our card together first. So I'm going to use our Simon Says Stamp scoring board for this. It's a really handy little tool. And what's really nice about it is that it has a built-in scoring tool if you want to use that, or our Teflon bone folder also works really well with this. So on here are all of these little measurement marks. I'll move this up so you can guys see that. They're all kind of like engraved into the mat. So for this, there's really no particular dimension that or measurement that you need to score this at. It's basically personal preference. You can see I kind of scored mine kind of like right at the bottom of this part of the icing. So it's probably like, I don't know, about 1/2 inch down from the top of the cake. So Heidi, if you want to like maybe score at 3 1/4, I think that would give you a good little area for your crease. And our adhesive is going to go on this side. This will still give us a lot of room to write on here. You have a lot of room to still be able to write your sentiment. And the little scoring tool does clip back onto the mat, so it stays with it. So it's really thin too, so you can take this with you when you go places. You're crafting at somebody else's house, or you're going to an event to craft. It's always really handy to have a tool that's really low profile. All right, and so now we're going to bring in our Simon Says Stamp Craft Tacky Glue. And I'm just gonna go ahead and put a little bit of glue along the top of this. So everywhere above that score line. And then I'm also going to make sure to do the candles, because this is also going to be part of that fold, and this is going to get adhered to our card fronts. So we want everything to have adhesive on it so it stays together really well. And the Craft Tacky Glue is a really nice strong adhesive. And it's nice to have the liquid glue, because then you have a little chance to wiggle things around. If I didn't have this perfectly lined up, I could kind of shimmy it, peel it back off, just trying to get the perfect placement. And I'll just give it a really good press. And then once this dries, this will be a really good bond. It'll hold up to the card opening and closing. So just do this. I forgot to crease my card. But there we go. So now our card stands up. How cute is this? I love it.
Oops.
I really wanted, when I designed this, I really wanted to be able to have the ability to not only use this on a card, but also have it be the card. All right.
You know, quick question from the chat. Would a gift card fit in this card?
Hold on, I have a gift card handy. It would.
There you go.
It depends on where you fold it. It is almost, the gift card is almost the size of the cake. So, but if you had the fold maybe at the candle layer, like kind of right up here, you could conceivably put one in there. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So it is doable. All right. So now I'm going to use some foam squares to attach my icing layers, because these are the ones we want dimensional. And I'm using our Simon Says Stamp 3D foam squares, and I actually like to store them this way. I store them in our little clear pockets, and they have a little notch in the top here that you can close the flap into, so it's nice and secure. I like to label mine so that way I know which one is which, because I have them all inside of one of our positively boxes here. Positively storage boxes. So I keep all of them sorted by different types in here. So that way, that's why I have them labeled, so that way we know which one's which. So I'm going to pull off a few pieces of foam squares, put them on the back side, my icing layers. And I sometimes go crazy with foam squares. I always remind myself I don't need to, but I somehow do. All right. So I remove all the release papers, which, I don't know, does everybody else have this problem? I don't know, Heidi, do you? I end up finding these little release papers all over my house. I think partly because my cats track them around with their paws, and then they get stuck to my shoes.
Nice.
Do you have that
Well,
problem?
I'm in the middle of moving, and so you find stuff everywhere all over my house.
Well,
Yeah.
moving does that furniture that never moves. It's always in the same spot for years, and then there's like that one thing that gets stuck back there and you forgot. Okay, so we have our little foam pieces popping up these icing layers, which looks so cool. And again, this is why we colored the cake icing on the base layer, because we are able to see it still underneath of our dimensional pieces. So it really makes the card finished. And then the next thing we have to do is glue our little sprinkle layers on top. And for this, I'm not going to pop them up. You could, but for me, I like a card that's not too bulky for mailing. And since I'll probably be sending this to my brother, I want to make sure, as I drop this, I want to make sure that it's not too bulky to mail. So for this, I'm just going to glue these straight down onto the card. And the craft tacky glue is what I'm using for that. Just put a few little dots of adhesive on the back side. And then what's really helpful is because we already did the sprinkles underneath, you can kind of see where they're supposed to go. So you just line those up right over top and press those down. And we're basically done here, but we can't have a card without a sentiment. So for this, I'm going to use this reverse pack of everyday sentiments. These are also part of the Sweet Wishes collection. I actually put these together too because I wanted just some basic greetings, things that we use all the time. There's a whole sheet of happy birthday. There's a whole sheet of get well, a whole sheet of thank you, and also a whole sheet of thinking of you. So I'm using the birthday ones for my card, but this pack is really versatile because you have all the different types of most used greetings in here. Really handy because then you have a whole bunch all at once. So I'm going to pick out this one. I pre-cut a bunch of mine. As I start to use a sheet, I have a tendency to just cut them all because then that way when I go back later, I already have them kind of cut out. So I'm just going to use my scissors to trim this down so it's not as long. Get rid of those little pieces. And then for this, we're also going to use the foam squares. We're going to pop this up down along the bottom. So just a couple of these, 3. And here we go, down along the bottom.
Yes. We made a
love
card today, ladies and gentlemen.
Isn't that fun?
Yes. Thank you, Nina. It's fun. I love this extra accent layer on the icing. I love all of the layers.
All the difference.
When you're going to
you
layer.
saw what it looked like before we put that on. You saw the base layer, how it had just the flat stenciling of the cake. Actually, here's a perfect example. Look, this is side by side. Look at how it makes a completely different look for this. By having that dimension, it makes it stand out.
I'm cleaning up my table really fast because we're going to switch gears in a second.
You're good.
Nina, you did a really great job.
Thank you.
Nina,
I had a
before
lot of fun. I am sorry for the technical difficulties. Thank you for everybody for hanging in there.
You're good. You know how it goes. Now it's perfect now that we're not doing anything.
Of course.
Thank you for joining us. Real quick, Nina, where can people find more content from you?
You can go over to my YouTube channel and blog. My blog is ninamarie.design.com. You can find me on YouTube as Nina Marie Trapani. And you can also find me.
There you go.
Oh, okay. And you can also find me
Brain.
on Facebook and Instagram as Nina Marie Design on Facebook, Nina Marie T on Instagram.
And then if Beth will put that in the chat too, that'll help everybody. But the chat's moving pretty fast.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Nina. I appreciate you joining us all the way from Massachusetts.
Yes.
Thank you. Have a wonderful
Thank
Friday
you for having
afternoon.
me.
Absolutely.
Art, of course, always. So if
Right.
you're watching us live, hang in there. Nina, have a great day. Thank you. If you're watching us live, I've got inspiration to show you today. So Nina just used product from our Sweet Wishes collection, which was released a few weeks ago. It's exclusive to Simon Says Stamp, and it's a bunch of stamps, stencils, dies. I'm going to give you an up-close personal view of that, but before we do that, I'll revisit our coupons we have for this special Halloween sweet weekend. If you use the code TRICKY, TRICKY, you'll save $15 on a $75 or more order, and you're also going to get a trick-or-treat bag. One of these wonderful trick-or-treat bags that Reed here put together for you. Thousands of these bags. No coupon needed. You just have to make sure your order minimum is $25 if you want to get one of these trick-or-treat bags. And if you're watching us live today and you're chatting, we'd love to know what you think of these products when we show them up close and personal here in a minute, because somebody's going to win a $100 gift card so you can purchase anything you want here at Simon Says Stamp. So Reed, do you want to get the camera up close and personal for this Sweet Wishes?
Yep, here we go.
Well, actually, you know, during that live, you guys saw me re-ink my Seafoam ink pad, so I still had that sitting here. So let me get that out of the way. Okay, there's Seafoam. A little sneak peek of what's to come. So this is our sketch sleeve stamp set. As usual, we have the dies available sold separately. These are made in the USA. I've seen a lot of chat in the chat boards about our Simon Says Stamp products. And yes, our dies, these dies are made in the USA. From time to time, we do try other vendors, but these are made in the USA as well as our stamps. Again, these are sketch leaves. Autumn blessings for you. Blessed to have you in my life. Many thanks. Filled with gratitude and happy fall. And if you use these dies to cut them out, you get a beautiful accent on top of your card. And I've got some card samples here. These are by Ricky Bromero. He actually stamped his leaves in gold ink and white ink, and you can mass produce these pretty simply. Here, I'm gonna get this out of my ear. Okay, now I don't hear myself anymore. And then it's interesting because Betsy Green had a similar idea. She stamped in that embossed in metallic instead of stamped in metallic. And then see how that background is there? I think she used clear ink to create that dimensional impact. And oh, Sherry Carroll, y'all heard me talking about Sherry earlier. Sherry, I think today is enjoying a well-deserved day off. But she created this wrapping paper using gold embossing powder. She created a background, and then I wish you guys could feel this in person, because you can feel the ridges of this stamp set. This is a great stamp set for fall. I will show you the other products that she used on this coming up. And then Betsy Green also did this really artsy ink blended card here. And you'll notice these colors are now available for you. It's the best time of year to be releasing oranges and yellows, I think. We did now launch our orange and yellow ink cubes, butter, zest, and honey, clay, terracotta, and brick. You can get all 6 of these colors for just $19.99. That is such a good value. And then I just had a card, this from Sherry, where I said we're gonna show you this product next, Autumn Arrangement. This is a set of Simon Says Stamp exclusive dies. Got some beautiful inspiration by Emily Midget. And a tag also by Emily Midget using that. And I just love these colors for the season. Really any time of year they're good, but they also go well with a lot of our other products that are launched with this release, including Autumn Sunflower. This is a set of dies, S967, if you're looking for it on the website, because if you search Autumn Sunflower on the website, trust me, I know because I did it, you're gonna get a lot of results. But S967 if you're looking for this specific product. And boy, oh my goodness, Reed has a whole stack of inspiration for me using this. This one is by Ricky Bromero. This other one is by Betsy Green. I like how she put that on a plain background. Another one by Betsy Green where she layered her petals a little deeper. Love that. And then Mindy Egan. I like how she created the stripes of the background. I'm seeing a lot of people paper piecing backgrounds to create that. So she didn't even hardly do any stamping on this card. She did the Blessed to Have You in My Life. That's a stamp. But I like how she did a lot of paper piecing there. Meg Brooks, look at the colors combined. She blended the oranges and the yellows together to create this. Another card by Emily Midget. I like that she did an A7 sized card here. I will show you the leaves. These are from previous releases. If you look at Simon Says Stamp leaves, well, let me make sure. Tuscan Olive Branch Grand Corner leaves. So she has a combination of different leaves in the background here. And we've got, if you look at Simon Says Stamp dies on our website, you'll see tons of leaves options. Emily also sewed. This is felt. Beautiful. Thank you, Emily, for doing this. She made a little bag. So if you're looking for a hostess gift, if you're going to somebody's house for Thanksgiving, you can always give them this little bag. You can put fun things in it. You can put confetti in it, to be honest. You can put a decorative spoon or fork in there, something for serving. You can put a little shot glass in there. I don't know, those little things that people have. You can put anything. You can put crafty supplies, markers in here, individual glitters in here, anything for get a little bag and decorate it yourself. So Emily, that was a really good idea. I'm gonna move on to some other products. So keeping in this fall leaves theme, thank you Reed for organizing it all together for me like that. This is a 2-step simple leaves stamp set. Let's pause for a moment. This is great. Thankful for you, thank you. Just saying hi, so very thankful. Heartfelt thanks, you're in my thoughts. So very grateful down here. What's extra special about this is not only did we create coordinating dies for this time, we also did coordinating leaves. So you guys just saw me coloring a lot through stencil. You saw me coloring those cakes, each layer. So the cutouts, you can use these stencils to help you color and layer your cutouts too. So this is just one stencil. It's called 2-step stencil simple leaves made here in the USA. These are nice quality, so you can get them on your craft tacky mat really easily. When you emboss these, like Mindy Egan did here, you emboss in gold. Look how that pops. Very nice. And then I like how the theme, you guys, look, Callie Person created a card here. I like how it's a very similar card with different colors. And then another A7 size card by none other than Kathy Zilski. I think I saw Kathy in the chat earlier. Thank you, Kathy. And thank you, Callie, and thank you, Emily, for sending these beautiful cards to us to showcase during our live. Not to be forgotten, Nicole Spohr. I love the autumn colors here with a deeper, richer. So she die cut these all out and colored them with her stencil. See how they were die cut in white, and then she stenciled them in and colored them with this step stenciled leaves. All of these women that I'm showing you right now have YouTube channels and blogs, and you can find incredible how-to videos. Nicole, Emily, Callie, Kathy Zilski, thank you for sending these beautiful pieces of art. Now I have some more fall themed products I want to make sure that we show you. Of course, we got jack-o'-lanterns this season. This is the glowing jack-o'-lantern set of dies. Simple card by Joe Sisavath on watercolor cardstock. He added some little embellishments, and oh, what is that beautiful embellishment? Well, that is part of our new Sweet Wishes release too. That is called Dazzling Gems. And so I'm going to take a moment to show you these new colors of Dazzling Gems that we just launched for you. Here, I don't know, can you guys see it in the camera okay? Do you need me to put black in the background or anything?
Yeah, just for contrast.
Okay, this one is called Gold, the one I just showed you. This next one, that I'm getting ready to take the lid off, is called Gunmetal. This will be kind of hard to see on camera, but look how beautiful. These Dazzling Gems are the highest quality gem we could find. You just dab a little bit of glue. You saw me using the Simon Says stamp glue with Nina. That's the perfect solution for these. This one is called Opal, and I believe the Opal sisters are both watching live chatting with us today. These are the Opal. I don't want to take it out of there because then I'll mix them all. You guys able to see how beautiful those are? And I've got two more I want to show you. This next one is called just plain old black. And I know it sounds like, who needs black gems? Oh, you need black gems, especially when you think about Halloween and you want to make your cards. You can add eyeballs with black gems. Black gems really add a nice touch. So these are black.
Can you show the gold again?
And then, yeah, let me show Prism next, and then I'll go back and show the gold. So this one is Prism. This has been the most popular. Prism is almost like little mini diamonds. See that? Those are Prism. They come in these handy dandy jars with a lid. We purposely did this, the see-through lid on the top, so you can actually see through and see what's inside there. And Reed said some of you were asking to see the gold again, so I'm gonna take the gold out against this paper and show you.
Yeah.
It's almost like a champagne gold. So these are our new metallic Dazzling Gems. I'll put this off screen before I spill it all over. And I love how Joe, I'm pretty sure he used this gold here to create that card. And again, these have the screw top lids that are visible so you can see through them. I'll set these aside. So we got a nice little assortment here. And I've got some more Halloween-y kind of fun things to show you. This is the Jolly Pumpkins. This is a set of dies. Mary Reiner added a Jolly Pumpkin to her cat card. And how cute are these little treat bags by Mary Reiner as well. She used our Gothic Halloween cling stamp with embossing powder to create. Can you guys see that these little are textured? That's our Gothic Halloween stamp she used to create that texture. And then, I'm not sure, these are Anne Fine. She used the Jolly Pumpkins over and over again with different color, cut them with different color cardstock to make a whole background of Jolly Pumpkins. Now the next thing I'm gonna show you, I have to be very careful with because I know Sherry Carroll wants this back. Sherry made this, and this is a great example of making things that you can use with your family and your friends. So this pie set of dies can make little name tags for Thanksgiving dinner. And if you know Sherry Carroll, she has a granddaughter. I'm sorry, I'm inky. She has a granddaughter named Melody, but she also has other family members. Jazz is I don't know if you want her family tree, but Jazz is Melody's mom. And G-Ma, that's what they call Sherry. So Michaela, Scooter, G-Pa, Brooks. So for Sherry's Thanksgiving dinner, she's gonna have little name tags at all the place. And she made them with a little fold, kind of like we just made that cake card. See how we scored the top of that cake card so it could be used as a place setting? Sherry did the same thing with these place cards so that you can make this flat die into a place card die. And she used her Tim Holtz, look at this box, this file cabinet box. All of this is Tim Holtz Ideology Collected, this vignette box. She put grass in it, and this is how she's going to store them and read. We have to make sure we take extra good care of these because Sherry is we're going to mail these back to Sherry so she can use these for her Thanksgiving meal. Isn't that cool?
Oh, I love it.
Does anybody else feel inspired now to make for their holiday, their Thanksgiving meal? And you know what? That's another thing. I'm live, so I get to ask the audience. Who here hosts their Thanksgiving meal? I want to, inquiring minds want to know. Hosting is a lot of work, but I love it. I get to host our Thanksgiving meals every year, and it's a lot of fun to get to see everybody at my house. While you're all answering that question, because I think we're on a little bit of a time delay. Oh, question, can you show the pie dies? Let me go back to that. I set the pie die down right here. Yes, these are the pie dies. It's a series of dies made here in the USA, and they assemble to make that pie. And you can, once you cut them out, you see how they layer when you look at the picture on the front of the packaging. It layers really easily. So those are the pie dies. I'm going to show you this Trick or Treat Ghost set of dies. This is a set of dies too. And when you put them together, you can create, oh, let me get this out of the screen. Ricky Bromero. Oh, Ricky, I love this card. How fun is that? Introverts Unite. And then I've got some more cards using a Halloween cat. I love all these Halloween characters. So these are Halloween cat dies. Karen Downs created this card. Look at the spider web in the background. And Mindy Egan, oh my gosh, how cute is that? See, that's what the dies do. They actually pop your cat out. It's very unique. See how it creates a window and the cat is in that round window? Here's a really good illustration from Barbara Terriau. That cat's coming out of the window. That's pretty fun. And I've got some more fun Halloween products to show you. This is back to a ghost theme. Spooky Tree Arch. This is brought to life by Joe Sisavath. Oh, Callie, look at the spider web too. She added all the ones together. And then this one is by Allison Frazier. Thanks, Rita. I appreciate you pulling that out for me.
Of course.
You see a lot of people using this spooky web embossing folder. So our Simon Says Stamp web embossing folders have been super popular this year. So if you find one is out of stock, just keep searching for our other variations. We have several variations of the spider webs this year. Very, very popular, and Callie used that on the back of her card. She then, I think she sanded it to create that white effect to make it pop out a little bit. And speaking of embossing folders, here, I'm gonna move this off to the side because wow, this is our glowing jack-o'-lanterns embossing folder. It's 3D. And you can see Joe Sisavath actually used his backwards to create this. I love how, so it's debossed. So he basically just flipped his paper backwards and created this. I don't know if you can tell on the screen that that's debossed, but really clever idea, Joe. I love it. Thank you for sending cards. I love it when you guys send projects, not just cards, but all kinds of projects for us to showcase. I've got a little more Halloween that's gonna make your heart sing because this is an interesting, I don't know who made these wine. Oh, Jean Doringsfeld. So how did she do that? She used this delightful ghost eye. Remember I showed you the cat window before? This delightful ghost here. She die cut and colored them with she put initials on here, so you have your own wine charms. I don't know, if you have lots of people drinking red wine at your house and you don't know whose glass is what, you just put this on the bottom of the glasses and it stays on one per glass. This would be H for Heidi. So this would be my glass of wine. And then I would have, let's see, R. So when Reed and I are, when we're hanging out during our live drinking wine, we know his from mine. Yeah, his glass would have an R on it. I'm sorry, Brian, we don't have a B. We've got J and S. S probably for Sherry and J for Jean. So Jean Doringsfeld made these. Thank you. That is wonderful. Another couple of pieces of inspiration by Jean too I want to show you using these same dies. This is a card, and then another one by Mindy Egan. Mindy has 3 of her ghosts all popping out with her delightful ghost dies. Thank you for all this fun inspiration. I've got some more cards to show you. We've got some holiday products that were released as part of our Sweet Wishes launch. I'm going to breeze through a few. Let's take a vote. Should I show holiday next? Holiday next. I've got holiday on the screen. Should I keep going with holiday? And when I say holiday, I mean Christmas holiday, not Halloween holiday. Is it late? Isn't it late in the season about Halloween? I don't think necessarily, because if you make these kinds of things, well, here's the thing. We launched these products a few weeks ago, and if you bought them, hopefully these ideas inspire you with ways to use them, or use any Halloween products that you already have, as well as get a head start for next year. And we have a sale this weekend. So if you use that coupon code TRICKY, you get $15 off a $75 order. So you can grab some of these Halloween products while you can. But that was a good question. I understand that was a good challenge. I think it's never too late for seasonal stuff because you can work ahead. But I am going to move on to Christmas. Okay, so we are, okay. Polar Christmas, I already got on, it's already on the screen. This was part of a Pink Fresh studio class. Thank you, Reed probably remembers that class. We used this stamp set when we taught live. And so many people wanted the dies. So we have Polar Christmas dies that coordinate with the stamps available for you. Wait until you see these cards. Oh my gosh, the suspense. So these are all by Sue Simons, S-Y-M-E-N-S. Thank you, Sue. Look at we do have, Simon wants to be your one-stop shop. So we have those little white cotton balls you can put on top of your hats. Not just for your hats, but if you guys make those reindeer poop bags, those are great for the reindeer poop bags too. They're great for your snowmen. All these cards are by Sue Simons. So thank you, Sue, for sending those. And then Kristen Sluhan created a whole, before I move on to Kristen, I do have one more Sue card here. See how she just repeated those gifts over and over and over again and did the holiday wishes from the stamp set here to create this card. So thank you, Sue. And Kristen Sluhan sent us a whole series of cards using these as well. How she die cut her. See, that's layered. Is that actually a slider? Oh my goodness, no way. It is a slider. She used our sliders for gliders to create this. So this is a card that has movement. Oh my goodness, I didn't realize that at first. Thank you, Kristen. And look at this one that she meticulously colored. Oh, love that. And then another one by Kristen. She put snowflakes in the back. And then another one with their penguin. And so Samin Batra also sent us inspiration. This has been a really popular stamp set. I think Nina Trapani actually put this stamp set together for us. I've got some more inspiration. Samin Batra also put this together. The very popular postage stamp craze. It's fun because many, many years ago, I think it was probably 2016, 2017, I still have the dies. Tim Holtz did postage stamp dies, and now they just are becoming more and more and more popular. So you can find these postage stamp dies with lots of brands, and postage stamps are a hot trend this year. And Reed's got his hand up, so I think we got some questions in the house.
Yep. 2. So can you use code TRICKY more than once?
You can use it once per order. If you place 5 orders, you can use it 5 times. So there is no limit to how many times you can use it, just once per order. Now, that was a good question. Joe Sisavath made this card. I told you this Polar Wishes stamp set. Maggie Hawes, look how she stacked her penguins, and then Maggie Hawes put her penguins side by side here. I've got another beautiful blending one. This one is by Cottage Cards Energy. I like how she took that more artsy, and oh, wait until you see this one, also by Cottage Cards Inderjeet. Another one. I'll show you, you guys can see the back of her so you can find her if you're looking for her somewhere. She also made this card. I mean, the artists are on fire this year, and I don't mean fire a bad way. I mean fire like incredible. I knew without even turning this card over who made this. Last but not least with this Polar stamp set, Susie Plantamura. Susie, how freaking beautiful. She die cut each of her characters, colored them and lined them up to create a dimensional scene, and this is a slimline card. Simon Says Stamp has slimline cards available for sale and slimline envelopes. So if you're looking to do a slimline scene, Simon Says Stamp will take care of you this year. I'm gonna keep going with holiday. Let me clear and get this off of the table. And I'm gonna move to a more vintage feel holiday. This one is called Vintage Holiday Swag. It also has coordinating dies available if you are so inclined. If you don't want to fussy cut all those edges, as you can see, Cindy from CRN Cards, she used the die, and so she saved herself a lot of fussy cutting there. And then Jessica Vasher created this card. I like the black and white, especially with the black splatter. Allison Fraser created this. And Emily Midget, she saved herself some fussy cutting too. That's really, what, Emily, I am curious. This is a opal. Well, the Dazzling Gems are opal, but I am trying to figure out how she created, I mean, it's almost like a metallic. I don't know, she said she used the Emerald Rainbow Splash ink for that. Wow. That's just great. It's really beautiful. I really love that, Emily. Okay, back to more Christmas. I will clear this vintage stamp set. And there is a Merry Christmas. It's a simple Kathy Zilski die that goes a long way. And Kathy, if you're still in the chat, thank you for continuing to bring beautiful products to market, because these are things that all of us can use. And the cherry on top is not only did CZ design the product, she also sent a card with the product she designed.
If you'd like to see how the card's made, it's on our YouTube channel today.
Today, this card is on Kathy Zilski's YouTube channel today. All right, you have something to watch when you're done watching this live. I got a few more products to show. And then Barbara Terriau used that Merry Christmas die for this. And I'll leave that on the screen for just a little bit longer because Susie Plantamura used the Merry Christmas here. But what is interesting about Susie's card is, what else did she use on that card? I think we still have these in stock. These have been incredibly popular. This is the Brilliant Poinsettias embossing folder with die. And so you can see here, they embossed, I mean, I don't know how you can see on camera. I hope you can see how beautiful this card is on camera. And the die, okay, good, it is still in stock, but boy, this has been really popular. And a really interesting take on this embossing folder is by Nikki Baxley. So she used a metallic cardstock. If you guys want to get great impact and maybe even mass produce cards for the holiday season, if you use Simon's 3D embossing folders with a metallic cardstock, you'll get really big pow. Nikki also created this card using the same. She just die cut the embossed pieces, she did it on green metallic and also a red metallic, and then layered them like this. And look, we find some more Dazzling Gems. So everybody's been using these. The Dazzling Gems have also been really popular, so I'm glad to see people are liking them. Now, this next, what? So I'm telling you, the 3D embossing folders, more popular than ever. This one comes with also one die. It comes in the packaging. It's actually, can you sneak peek through there and see it? This folk pine cone wreath is out of this world. Emily Midget. Yes, that's an embossing folder. She accented her embossing folder. She used emerald ink. I mean, you're gonna have to go to her blog or her YouTube channel. I don't exactly know how she created all of that impact. I mean, that is an embossing folder. I don't know if she rubbed gold leafing on there, but Emily, we'd love to, oh, Reed's raising her hand.
Do we sell metallic cardstock?
Oh, of course, yes. Simon sells tons of metallic cardstock. The Simon Says Stamp brand, gold, silver, red, super popular. Champagne is another popular. So, but I mean, this is just, yeah, this is extraordinary. Okay, I'm gonna keep going with these embossing folders though. This one, I'll show you next, is a Buckeye Leaves. Is anybody in the chat from Columbus, Ohio? Because if you're from Columbus, Ohio, you're automatically a Buckeye. This is a 3D embossing folder called Buckeye Leaves. Look how interesting. Joe Sisavath, I have not shown the tree yet, have I? He combined this Simon Says Stamp tree, which we will be showing you soon. And then I have another one. This one is by Cindy at CRN Cards, using the Buckeyes as well. Oh, yes, this is the one I'm talking about. So this is the stylized tree. It's been really popular. So this card, Joe used this stylized tree to create that. And then, oh, I'm wrong. Shoot.
Maybe?
No, that is not.
That is the transfer.
That is the transfer. I'm sorry, Joe. I should read the back of your card. These are the foil transfer cards. So this is a new product with our Sweet Wishes release. These foil transfer cards can be used with heat foil, like Gina K's Fuse laminating machine. Speaking of Gina K's machines, I was using her intercut die off screen today. That's what I used during our class. Her intercut machine is amazing because you just dial the formula you need. So if you want to use a 3D embossing folder or a die, that intercut die just dials to the size that you need, the recipe that you need. Okay, so these are the foil transfer cards, and I'm going to show you a few more inspirations with the foil transfer cards before I show you more inspiration with the die. So this one is by Sherry Carroll. She used the foil transfer cards here. And then Karen Downs used the foil transfer card here. And last but not least, Meg Brooks used the foil transfer card here. Not to be mistaken with the stylized tree die. This is, who made this? This is by Nikki Baxley. So Nikki, the sizes are about the same, yeah. But you can do it as a die, or if you wanted to foil, you have lots of foiling options. This is by Karen Downs. I love all the metallic cardstock for these. Emily Midget, I love the blue cardstock. I'm sure we sell this blue metallic cardstock. It's not the Simon brand, but it is really beautiful that Emily chose there. And then Emily used white here. And then Tracy Ware did both the foiling in the background and the die cut in the foreground. As well as here, she added some mica flakes to her die cut tree. Callie Person had fun with her gems. She added gems for ornaments on the tree, and so did Enza Gudar, Gudaor. 3 trees side by side on this extra large card. Okay, do you guys want me to keep going? I've been going for a long time. We're over an hour into this. I've got some more inspiration. Should I show it? I'm taking a poll now. I should keep showing it. Okay, Reed's nodding his head yes. Are you guys okay to see some more inspiration? Because boy, do I have some cute little penguins coming up. Okay, let me move this off screen so you can see these penguins. Oh, they're so cute. This stamp set is called Warm Heart. And of course, we have coordinating dies sold separately if you're interested. Yes, our coordinating dies are packed. Look at all of those dies to cut out each of those images here. So these are called Warm Heart. Jean Doringsfeld created this really beautiful, cute little card using her penguin there. And then look, she has a few penguins building a snowman here. And then Joe Sisavath, he created a little tag with penguins, and he even added a little hat. See how this stamp set has a party hat, I don't know, what do you call that, this kind of hat? It's almost like a magician's hat. Top hat. Thank you. See, when you got some gentlemen here live with you, they know what things are called. So this is using the Warm Heart stamp set. And Kathy Zilski brought a really fun, something a little different for us all. This is called Zippy Winter. Huh, of course, coordinating dies, if you're interested. And boy, the inspiration, Kathy Zilski created this card. Remember, this is called Zippy. I love Zippy Winter. Kathy, let's see. I think she created another card. See when you die cut, how nice and neat all of those are together? I mean, that looks like a really professional card, handmade. This one is by Samantha Primer. Different colors.
First two rows using this.
Oh, good call out, Reed. So Reed wanted me to tell you guys this sparkle strands, this is a Simon Clear stamp. Kathy used it in the background here. You can kind of see that to add a little interest. And then she also used it and white embossed it on this bottom layer here. So that was sparkle strands. So Kathy came in and added another product to that. Callie Person, I like those blues. She also, isn't it funny? She also used the sparkle strands. It's funny how people see these together, and she used one of our acetate note cards there to create that. See how fun that is? That's definitely a next level card. Meg Brooks created this, as well as Kim Taylor created this. Kim Taylor also created this. I want to make sure I keep Kim's cards together. This one is inspired by Jennifer McGuire. You can see if you've taken one of Jennifer McGuire's classes recently, you can see her do these clear, cool fold-out technique cards, or just go to her blog and she's got all kinds of inspiration for you. And then this is another fun card. Who made this? Oh, Heather Rui, of course. So Heather Rui did a glider for slider card. Zippy Winter. Last but not least, I've got another really interesting card by Susan B. Cards. And this is, okay, I gotta clear the desk so you can see this one. This is really unexpected. Oh, that looks nice, right? Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. That's Zippy. I don't know how to do this card. No idea how she did this, but at Susan B. Cards, I bet she could tell you. See, there's so many things to do. You can make cards in all kinds of different ways and all kinds of different techniques. I got a little bit more inspiration to show you before we draw winners for the $100 gift card. If you've been live with us this whole time and you're chatting, Reed is going to be drawing a winner for that $100 gift card to Simon Says Stamp. This is Stocking Cat. And the card by Maggie Haas, H-A-A-S. Thank you, Maggie, for sending your work. Now we've got a great staple stamp set for the season. This is called simply Holiday Messages. These are all stamps. We, of course, have coordinating dies available, so you desire. I've got more inspiration from Maggie Haas here. Maggie went to town. And then Jean Doringsfeld created this. And Emily Midget combined a lot of our new release products, including that Poinsettia 3D die, to create this beautiful card. I'm going to go through a couple more that really caught my eye. This Joyous Noel is a CZ Design product. And this card used the Holly and Blooms 3D embossing folder and cutting. It says die, but there's 2 dies actually included in this package. And this is made by Emily Midget. good call out, Reed. That Joy Noel is a Kathy Zilski design product. And this is something I gave you guys a sneak peek of during Nina's class. Tracy Ware created this box. This is something you can make for yourself and display every year, or for your mom or your sister or any of your friends. It'd make a good gift. Make something besides a card that you can bring out year after year. Now you can bring out your cards year after year too. I know I have some that I save and I display year after year. But this is a great example of going beyond the card. And I want to show a few more. Christmas Village Snowman. And Cindy from CRN Cards created this. And Callie Person created this. So they both had something in common because they both used the classic cloche duo. I'm sorry, I got
Is that how you say that? Cloche?
I'm not sure. How do you say that? Do you say, give me a heart, give me a blue heart if you say cloche. C-L-O-C-H-E. I'm not sure. I'm not.
That one had me stumped when I was setting out the inspiration. I was like, I'm glad I don't have to talk on the camera. So.
Susie Plantamura used the, I'll say cloche duo for now. And then also Kathy Zilski used the cloche duo and added her Joyix Noel.
Is that right?
Give me a blue heart if you think think it's supposed to be said cloche.
I saw one red.
So I'm really not sure if that's how you say it. Is that how you say it?
I've seen lots of blue hearts, so we're gonna go with it.
Okay, now we have something really special for everybody. I don't know if Nina Marie Trapani's mom was watching us today. I hope she was, and sometimes my mom pops in, and I get to see my mom tomorrow. Speaking of moms, why am I talking about Nina Marie Trapani's mom? Well, we are a family business here, and guess what we found out? Nina Marie Trapani is not only a graphic designer, but her mother, who lives in Massachusetts and I've never met, or yeah, Maine maybe, and I've never met, she is also a graphic designer. And Nina's mother, Anne Marie, thank you, Anne, illustrated this absolutely gorgeous stamp set for us. I mean, when this landed in my inbox, she's never illustrated any other card set, any other stamp set ever in her life. She's an illustrator and an artist, and this was her first stamp set. How beautiful is this? So not only is Nina Marie here at Simon Says Stamp illustrating stamp sets, but so is her lovely mother. This is called Heartfelt Snowflakes, and I've got some inspiration. This is by Cindy at CRN Cards. This one, Barbara Terrio used the dies to cut out as well. Love her beautiful, colorful snowflakes. This is a very elegant card by Charlene Madrid. She's from Dreamcraft Create. Thank you, Charlene. Look at this beautiful card. Another really elegant Jean Doringsfeld card. She added Kathy Zilski's Merry Christmas. See, those sentiments are staples for all of us. Callie Person. Look at the snowflakes embossed with silver embossing ink. And last but not least, Mary Reiner created a beautiful pastel card for us all. I mean, come on. Look, I can't even believe this was her first stamp set. Now, don't worry. She's already illustrated another stamp set. We've got their 2.0 stamp set in production right now as well. But isn't this spectacular? These snowflakes are so beautiful and delicate and just absolutely gorgeous. Different sizes, different shapes. The sentiment, the font, peace, joy, love, Merry Christmas, sending you love this, whatever you want to say, Christmas, and a Happy New Year. Have yourself a Merry Christmas. May your heart be filled with peace, love, joy, or all of the above. And this beautiful side that you can see people use to make the snowflake almost ornaments here. There's a trio. I mean, that's more than a trio. Look at all those beautiful snowflakes. This is just absolutely gorgeous. So thank you, Anne Marie, for illustrating this for us. I want to show you a couple of other products that came out with this release. We alluded to our new reds a little bit ago. We have a new trio for you. Yes, We continue to develop new colors of ink for you all because you love it, we love it, you keep asking, so we make it happen. And we, as far as I know, are the only company that comes with already labeled ink pads for you. I hate labeling my products. Well, I shouldn't, that's a kind of a strong word. I prefer for my products to come to me already labeled, and since I get to make a lot of decisions here at Simon Says Stamp, I decided we were going to do the extra work, and I won't bore you with the details, but there's many reasons why we're the only people that label our ink pads for you. And these are the beautiful colors: apple, cranberry, rhubarb. Yes, we have the refills, and they will be coming out hopefully before the end of this year. And I want to show you some of the other products. These are the winter sentiment strips. And I know a lot of, like I said, I like my products to come to me ready to go. So we have created a 10-pack of pre-scored. I just opened this on camera, so I'll have to take this home with me, which will be great for my craft room, my new craft room. This is a pack of 10 high-quality 100-pound cardstock, pre-cut, pre-scored for you, so you can open these and be ready to make. We also now, and you saw Callie Pearson and some other people in today's live, used these clear acetate. These are already pre-cut, pre-folded, scored note cards for you. These are great for all kinds of techniques. And we have, I'm going to take this out of the package too. If you got our November card kit of the month, and you know what, I am going to show that card kit before we go off camera. You've seen our black twine. We also have another option for, this is a little bit of a darker, richer black. So we have a So Very Black cardstock from the Simon Says Stamp line. And we also have this is a 8-pack of matte gold cardstock for you. It's very price competitive in the marketplace. So this is an 8-pack for you. Popular, and I think you're going to see a lot of this coming up, but I'll give you, this is released now. We'll have more inspiration coming. This is the Christmas Tangle embossing folder, the pattern stocking embossing folder with coordinating dies, the Halloween house. I don't know if we have any of those left, actually. If we don't, I'm sorry, I'm teasing you. But this 3D embossing folder Halloween house has been very popular, so if we do still have some left, you probably want to grab them. And some people were asking if we had that craft tacky mat available in other sizes. Yes, we do. This size, you can use it on your glass mat like I do, but this size fits perfectly in your mini Misty. We've got some Halloween stamps. This is called Halloween Treats with, of course, coordinating dies. I know Halloween is close, but if you guys want to snag these during our turkey sale, remember we have $15 off this weekend only. It expires at midnight Sunday. On all products at Simon Says Stamp, you get $15 off a $75 or more order. Of course, we've got witch feet. We've got Halloween house with lots of ghosts and pumpkins. We've got a tiny little coffin with a bat, great for card making. The peace die, a window die. And then remember how I showed you the Christmas Tangle embossing folder? You're going to see a lot more of that coming. We also now have a coordinating stencil set. This is a set of 3 layering stencils, so you can layer that. We've got, switching back to Halloween, we've got houndstooth bats, embossing folder. Of course, we've got birthday script, and birthday coffee has finally been restocked. This was an item that came out a few weeks ago, sold out right away, and it's been restocked. So I want to make sure I called it out on camera. Don't forget, we have the world's best black ink, Simon Says Stamp VersaFine Claire, made by Sukaneko. And we have the refill available for you. These are definitely, if you're looking for a great, great dark black, best black stamping ink in my opinion. And I don't want to forget to show you, if you were see me on camera, in the background, you probably saw our November card kit of the month. Of course, our November card kit of the month comes with an inspiration sheet, but it also comes with Designed by Nina Marie Trapani, stamp set, a whole lot of double-sided gorgeous papers by Prima. These are nice quality. It comes with a whole pack of decoupage. You can layer these up, also with 3D foam. You've got this beautiful intricate Joy die set. You get these twinkling stars. This is part of our rainbow splash line. This is an embossing folder of twinkling stars. These are not just great for the holiday. Twinkling stars are great anytime. You get that black and white twine I just showed you, and the cutest little sweet embellishment by Tim Holtz. It's part of a bigger pack of embellishments. I was able to get that in bulk for you guys so that I could put a little sampling of his embellishments in the kits because they're so wonderful. I don't want you to miss out. I've been adding a lot of pre-scored, pre-cut note cards to our Simon Says Stamp brand on our website, and you can get a pack of 10 of these pink ones, or you can get one in the card kit. We're including also a half sheet of the silver, which these go great. The silver, any metallic cardstock embosses just so beautifully. We've of course got open stock cardstock included. We've got excuse me, this is terrible. This is I know, isn't it terrible? No, it's called terrible because this is actually terrible double-sided sticky paper. So if you're using this Joy die that I just showed you, this paper works beautifully. And the sample by Kathy Zielski, you can see, I'm sure she used the terrible tape. And look at the dazzling gems to create that card. Sorry, I got torn paper on there, but it was supposed to. And then Kathy Zielski made this card. The Joy has been a big hit. Kathy Zielski made this card. And then I like how Kathy took the sweets. See, that's a Tim Holtz embellishment. She tied it with our new black and white twine into the front of the card. And last but not least, this is a really new, interesting, well, not new to market, but we don't do this in our card kits very much. This is actually, it's called decoupage. It's Christmas Market it's called 3D decoupage actually. It's by Craft Consortium. And you cut these out, they pop out. You don't even have to cut them, they come, you pop them out. And look, you can layer them. This comes in the November card kit of the month. Also comes with the layer foam, so you can layer them to make this great card. And Kathy Zielski created this great card for you guys. And of course, we have an inspiration sheet with every card kit. Okay, let's go to the front of the screen, Reed. Don't forget, everybody, this is the weekend before Halloween. And what does that mean? That means you use the coupon code TRICKY and you'll save $15 off of a $75 or more order. And because Reed made thousands of these trick-or-treat bags for us all, if you place any order, $25 or more this weekend, no coupon code needed, we are going to give you a trick-or-treat treat. And this is loaded with Tim Holtz goodies. You know that sweets tag I just showed you? That's a Tim Holtz Ideology product, and we have other fun Tim Holtz Ideology products for you to try. It is one of my favorite lines that we carry. It is so much fun. It makes perfect treats for you all. That's why we thought of you this year for the Halloween trick-or-treat bags. So don't forget, that is this weekend. It expires this coming Sunday. So if you're watching us on Rewatch, that Sunday is, you guys want to tell me, is Sunday, October 27th. So you have this weekend through October 27th, 2024 to use those coupon codes. That was our card kit. It's part of our November, it's our subscription. It's the November card kit of the month. It's almost sold out. We have a limited supply of our subscription card kits we only make so many and then we move on to the next kit. So that is a great value. That card kit is jam-packed with value. So if you are a subscriber, you pay $34.99 plus shipping and handling, and you can add other items to your order if you want. And it's $39.99, which is still a great value if you buy it by itself. And that will make your holiday card making, or just grab a card kit and make it with your family at Thanksgiving dinner, or when you get together over the next few weeks as the weather starts to get, at least in Ohio, the weather starts to get cruddy, you can make with your friends and family when you get a card kit like that. It really simplifies your life and makes it a lot of fun. Okay, if you're waiting to see who the winner of that $100 gift card is, wait no more, because we have a $100 gift card today. Thank you, Reed, for drawing Beth Nierode, N-I-E-R-O-D-E. Beth, you are the winner. So you're going to email Reed, R-E-E-D, at simonsaysstamp.com, and he will send you a $100 gift card to Simon Says Stamp, and you can get anything you want from the Simon Says Stamp store, including that card kit or any of these products that we showcased for you today that are in stock. Thank you, everybody. I mean, you made it all the way through. I mean, I think my mom is probably the only person that makes it through a live from front to beginning because I talk so much. I mean, it's like a mother's love. There's nothing like it, right? So thank you all to people all over the world who are watching us live or on rewatch, and all these wonderful artists who have shared, and including the newfound Nina Marie Trapani's mother is an artist. Join us. This is a great community. Make a card, make a decoration, make a note, make a lunchbox, anything. Make little place cards like Sherry Carroll did for Thanksgiving dinner. Just make something with your heart's desire. Make it with somebody you love, or make it by yourself and get a little glass of wine. You know, there is no wrong answer. So thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful weekend, and I hope you enjoy our Sweet Wishes release here from Simon Says Stamp. Toodaloo!